stop it. Now he's running. He's taking cover. You got more coming.
Jesus Christ, it's like a fucking turkey shoot.
They're taking cover. Okay, there's one. Looks like he's got an RPG. You see him?
Yeah, I got him.
I don't see him.
He's in the wall, right?
Yeah. That's return fire coming back at
Yeah,
us.
they're shooting back.
The basic specs on the Bushmaster Designated Marksman Rifle, or the DM rifle, was an M16 variant, 20-inch barrel, accurized, had a matched trigger, had a Leopold Mark IV sitting on top of it with ARMS 22 rings. The rail system was an ARMS 59M SIR rail, had a Harris bipod, an infrared laser, which was an Attila 200 IR laser system. One of the biggest memories that I had that stand out to me was the actual call when Ambassador Bremer, standing in his office with the AIC, Frank Gallagher, was when he said, by all means necessary, go in and get our guys out. And when Frank looked at me and said, you ready to saddle up? And I said, absolutely. And when I ran out the door, got on the radio, started calling everybody, went to the ready room and started gathering all the equipment, and then going to the airfield and then realizing what we were about to get ourselves into, and then doing the mission planning. And then when the seriousness of the situation fell on the mission planning aspects, everybody started kind of, you could feel that feeling going around of like, yeah, we could be getting ourselves into some shit right now, which, you know, in theory, contractors aren't supposed to do at that point in time. But we were all willing to go in, and just the thought process, just the faces, the emotions of the guys willing to do so much more than what was required of them to go in and help our brothers that were surrounded and potentially not make it through the night that day was a pretty surreal moment and a memorable moment of camaraderie. I think one of the biggest things I've learned from this event, now looking back on it after many years and reflecting constantly, is the thought of where I was then and of course where I am now, and the difference between that time is of course learning and wisdom and educating myself. You know, then I was the best person I could be at that point in time. Of course now I could always say, wow, I wish I could have done this better, I wish I could have done that better. So of course we're the first person that's gonna, you know, Monday morning quarterback our own gunfight, but obviously everything worked out okay, considering the potential consequences of that fight being how many enemy insurgents were there, based on how many of us were there. You know, but I think we went in with what we had, and that was number one, compassion for our brothers that were stuck, that potentially couldn't make it through the night. Number two was grit and doing whatever necessary, and that resilience of no matter what happened, no matter the consequences, we were going to go and do with what we had, and I think we did pretty well. I think one of the reasons why I keep this rifle around is a reminder for me, like I do a lot of things in my life, is the unknown. You know, the unknown every day of our life, that we wake up, we don't know what's going to come next, but we still are willing to go forth and find it. You know, what are the odds of me grabbing a rifle that wasn't mine that day, or being offered that rifle by somebody else? And looking back now is pretty amazing. And I think what's even more amazing is, you know, what are the odds of me finding myself with such an awesome group of guys that day.